from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
So one of the biggest factors we're always being asked is like, how do I get faster? Body position is the biggest part. So 85% of the drag is actually coming from the athlete. Helmet position, so helmet choice and skin suit or triathlon fit is going to be really key, really. That's probably the best place that, you know, like you can spend like a lot of your money, providing you've got like a decent fit, because if you know, like you're sitting bolt upright on like your bike, then you probably, like helmets can like interchange according to the position that you've got set in. But that's one of the key areas, really looking at your overall drag. Then when it comes to where do I spend my budget, it's kind of like handlebar positioning is like the key part. You can spend like an endless amount of money on bikes, and we all love bikes, but generally speaking, if you know, like you're on a budget, or you're just trying to get new into the sport, you're looking at like, well, how can I get fast? Tri-bars are the biggest thing that are going to give you the gain, do you know what I mean? And initially, you know, like you might start off with your tri-bars down here, and there's so many different ones. What I would definitely say, if you know, like you've got your road bike, you're going to set a clip-ons, then just get something that's quite adaptable with like the pad width, yeah, the elbow reach, and what I can actually do in terms of like the positioning with my hand position as well. So it just wants to be like adaptable. Then once you get like more advanced, is like different poles that you can now get. What we generally find works really well, and I know that it's going to make everybody go quick, is kind of trying to get a pole that can kind of sit on like the forearm. And I'm not going to lie, the one that's out there now that's kind of, it's not going to break the bank, it's like the Drag 2.0 pole. And what that does is, number one, you're gaining like aerodynamics because it's going to sit in this part here, but also it's going to distribute the weight quite evenly. So it can take like a lot of the pain, like, you know, like from your shoulders, and it'll actually drop your head in position. So that's the key part, that number one on my bike that I would spend, you know, like my money. And obviously saddle comfort is a big one that everybody seems to like a saddle should feel like you can sit on it. Not, you know, once we start getting to like 3 and 4 hours, yes, there's going to be a lot of pain that comes, well, potentially there could be a lot of pain that comes with that, but that's just time on the bike. But if you're sitting on your saddle and after 30 minutes you're uncomfortable, then it's generally that your position's not set correctly, or we need to get you on a proper saddle. But it shouldn't feel like it's going to send you through the roof like every time like you sit on it. So yeah, on the bike, bars and saddle are going to be the key places to make overall gains without trying to break like the bank. You know, we can get, you know, like if you want to look at like the top end of what we can do, then we can actually fly a guy in for a custom made handlebar for you. So if that's something that you want, it's something that can be done. And that, the idea behind that type of thing is that it takes like the full weight, but it's custom fitted to where you are. But something like that is probably going to be in the realm of like £3,500. So that's kind of like the top end of the market. But like little things like handlebars and like saddle are not going to break the bank. The biggest next factor is rolling resistance. Like there's loads of information out now if you Google like rolling resistance for like cycling tyres. Years ago everyone was petrified of like puncturing, weren't they? You know, like, oh, I don't want to run that tyre because I run the risk. I think there was a study done once, it was Andy Potts, he was on like a modern tyre now based around like, he ran like a gator skin. He would have saved like 6 minutes. And what's great now is there's loads of new wheels that are coming out, like hookless rims, running tubeless, latex in a tube, butyl tubes. But tyres are a real big one. And even like the top end tyres now, like if you look at like say like a Conti 5000 for example, the punch protection on that is like unbelievable. So it's definitely like tyres is a good place to, then look at spending on your bike. Like where a lot of bike manufacturers try and keep costs of bikes down is actually putting a basic tyre on, but just changing that tyre out can make a significant difference. And then calculating what pressure it should then run. Like there's loads of online calculators that you can then look at, like, you know, like you can put in like your body weight, the surface, the road surface that you want to run on. Then you can get like the right pressure for you. And then finally, a big one is like friction. Like obviously a lot of people, and it blows my mind, they come here with brand new bikes, they've ridden them for a year and they've never changed the chain. So yes, we've got like the extreme of buying like a coated chain, for example, but just getting like a simple chain checking tool to make sure that you know, like you're not running around like on a battered chain. There's probably like 5 or 6 watts there, but also having a non-battered chain is going to save you a lot of money in the long run, because it's not going to burn out like chain rings, and chain rings can get expensive, and cassettes. Coating your chain and all these different things that we've got around now. Again, friction, like drivetrain efficiency, is going to be another key one really.